I'm out of here on good time this morning.
Yeah, really.
Not late today.
Not late at all.
Kiss, kiss.
Mm.
Love you.
See you later.
Good morning, Ruby. So Johnny downloaded the truck reveal, the Cybertruck reveal, and he is ready to watch on the way to school. Of course, I already gave him all of the lowdown. Just off the top of my head, everything that we learned about it last night. Interesting cloud pattern up there this morning. It's 49 out, and we're supposed to get up to 63. I think this is like the warmest day here in the 5-day forecast. It's going to be a little bit of a break from the chill in the morning for sure. There's rain moving in though, but Dawn assures me that tomorrow morning when I'll be lugging stuff into the high school, I think it's a high school over in Smithfield, where our competition is, that it won't be raining on me right then. So that would be good, because I need to get the poster board stuff, the trifold, in without it becoming soggy. Either that or I need to put it in a trash bag. Whatever it takes to keep it in one piece, that's the way I want to go with it. So I figured out it's an hour over there. I need to be there at 7:15. That means I need to leave my house at 6:15. So I've either got to get up and move faster than normal, which is not likely, or I've got to get up an additional 15 minutes earlier tomorrow than I do on a school day. Could they please not start the competition at a more reasonable time in the morning? I'm in a pretty good mood this morning. It's a good thing Johnny is so tolerating, because I'm over here bebopping to Rupert Holmes' Pina Colada and Him this morning, showing my age, listening to some of that late 70s music. Yeah, it's cleared up or looking pretty nice here right now. And I guess I'm happy it's Friday, and I'm happy there's end in sight to the robot competition preparation, and I'm pretty stoked about the pickup truck reveal from last night. So I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. I think it's fair to say that Johnny enjoyed the reveal videos that he watched. He was chuckling and had a few statements. So, yeah, finally a Tesla vehicle that I can park anywhere in the parking lot and not have to worry about door dings. So, I fall into the contingent of people, and there seems to be a fair number of them, that when Elon had the truck come out and he was standing there looking all proud about it, I kept on waiting for him to bring out the real truck. Like, I wasn't sure if he was joking or if he was serious. That said, that thing grew on me pretty quick. You know, I've joked a time or two about Ruby being my Tesla tank in person with people, because, you know, the Model X is so large. Coming off a minivan, it's not that large. I mean, I'm kind of used to it in comparison to the Cadillac that I drove in the 80s when I was in high school and just starting out in college. Same thing. That Cadillac had a 126-inch wheelbase, and one of my cars was affectionately named a Klingon battlecruiser because it was just so huge. So I've never been one to shy away from driving around a larger vehicle. I love all the features on it. I mean, there's not one feature that I could find fault with, right? Do I like the styling? Well, you know, if we're going to think about it in terms of it looks like it belongs on Mars or it's a spaceship, probably, yeah. And you know, hey, Don and I won't have to argue about what color paint. That's a real plus too, right? So yeah, Don did put down the $100 deposit. I kind of wonder why Elon didn't make it $1,000, because it seems like at $100 you're just asking people that aren't serious to put the money down. But I'm sure he knows, he's got a plan, he knows what he's doing, so I'm gonna leave it to him. But you know, Don says we've got till what, 2023 maybe, until he would have to decide. I think he ordered the one in the middle, the dual motor. So I guess there's a 1, a 2, and a 3 motor here. You know, he's got a while to decide. But the price was so attractive, if he's able to meet that price, either for any of them, that, you know, hey, why not? I don't really see Don giving up his GMC and driving the Cybertruck instead, but you never know. It had some really cool features. And oh, by the way, where's the order for the ATV? Everyone wanted the ATV. I think they could really make some money and sell that. So I don't know. Maybe that'll be... Yeah, I think it's possible Don put some extra caffeine in my coffee this morning. Either that or I'm just giddy with joy that it's a Friday. Something like that. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty perky for 7:20 in the morning. So I'll, you know, give Don a few minutes to share his thoughts when I get home sometime today. I hope this morning that the news has more content on the Cybertruck than it's very unconventional / possibly they might be calling it ugly, and that they broke the glass. Now I want to give Elon some high praise for how he handled the glass breaking and keeping his mood upbeat and bright. We'll fix it in post. I think that was my favorite quote of the night. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll fix it before post, but you know what I mean. Yeah. So I did hear one guy on Talking Tesla. I really literally wanted to reach through the TV and kind of shake him a little bit. Well, how are they going to extricate people from that thing? People will die inside of it. It was just, you know, obviously there will be a first responders page. They will have had to pass a safety thing. There will be a way to get to people. And, you know, throwing a object with a rounded surface at the glass is one thing. Taking like a pick that, you know, you would normally use to break glass with a really sharp little point is going to be different. So I drive around in it. I'm sure it can be sorted out. But yeah, I'm hoping to see some positive stuff this morning. There was some really cool features on it, and yeah, let's go with that for now. So I need to get on the road back to Fuquay. I need printer paper, not hot glue, but super glue to finish those buttons, and double-sided sticky tape, and anything, and probably some cat food. So I need to get back to Fuquay to the Walmart, and I didn't make it back in there this week to look at Hot Wheels that they might have put out that day when I saw all the boxes, but obviously I'll be swinging past the Hot Wheels aisle too. Well, heading west, you can clearly see that there's some weather that's going to move in. Well, new cars added, but sadly not the car I'm looking for. I think Walmart has outdone themselves this year with ugly Christmas sweater choices. I mean, really, that's a lot of choices. I believe I got all the office supplies I came in for, and they even got the little black cat a new cardboard box to destroy. So it's been a busy afternoon for me, and I haven't recorded a video clip. All the way in to grab Johnny, I was on the phone with a marketing person from WeVideo. WeVideo is the tool I use to build the Tesla Ruby videos every day. He was looking for some folks to test a new feature, and the way that I make my videos, I'm not a good candidate for that. But he was, I think, legitimately excited to talk to me, and I surely was excited to talk to him about some, you know, usage things, how I use it, what I'd like to see added, little troubles I have here and there. It was a very rewarding conversation, since I don't get to participate in too many conference calls these days. When I worked for IBM, I didn't like conference calls too much, but yes, this one was very entertaining, so it was great. And if you know, I think if I needed to talk to somebody out there, I would feel welcome to reach back out to him again. So that was kind of fun. And then Johnny hopped in the car, and we are having a real problem with one of our robots at the end of the day yesterday, and the parent that's been volunteering with me is going to head over to the house, and we're going to go upstairs in the attic and see if we can't sort it out. It's either sorted out or the team that's able to score the most points may have a disastrous robot run tomorrow. So I hadn't planned to be upstairs in the attic tonight, but surely it is the right thing to do to try to sort that out. So I've really been preoccupied here with phone calls and trying to coordinate things on the drive this afternoon. I am taking a moment though to look up and check out the sky. Try to take a few deep breaths and relax, because Dawn fixed me some coffee. Second day in a row I've had coffee on the way in the afternoon to wake me back up, and I'm feeling a little perky now. Hey Tux, how are you? I really need to fix this cushion. The thick one fell in the wind the other day, and I really need to move the bottom one on the back and the thick one on the bottom. So, hi, you gonna let me sit with you? Meow. Hi, bud. All fixed. I'd love for it to match and fit better, but not for the $50 or $60 it would cost me to do that. Because the only person that sits here is Tux, and occasionally Johnny for 5 minutes to pet him. So, but it's ready for you, buddy. So to make things interesting while we're fighting this problem here, we put the Insta360 Go on the robot. It's supposed to go farther. Come on, do the right thing this time. Huh?
Well, I kind of turned like. That looks pretty good.
Oh!
Not the distance though.
But they did it before. We want a redo. Mr. Judge, we want a redo.
You know, we'll get used to talking to the judge. Yeah, this went to the right.
That's pretty impressive.
And there you go, we get a balance.
Oh, here we go. She's checking me out. All right, so Marianne said a couple folks wanted to know what my thoughts were, or I'd like to share what my thoughts of the Cybertruck. I guess when it first rolled up on stage, I was a little, I thought, yeah, I think this is a stunt. That's a joke. He's going to come out with another truck for about the first minute. But then, of course, I realized, or remembered, you know, he said there's no truck that looks like it, that, you know, it looks like an armored personnel carrier. It looks like it just came out of Blade Runner. And I guess, you know, he was Elon was 100% accurate on all of those things. And so after I kind of got over the shock, you know, took a deep breath, I guess I warmed to the truck somewhat. I wouldn't say the styling, I don't think the styling would stop me from driving it. I mean, I think in one of my predictions, I said, you know, there's going to be people, or a large percentage, like 99% of the people are going to say, you know, they wouldn't be caught dead in driving that thing or something like that. And I guess, I don't know, maybe the percentage is a little off, but I'm sure a lot of people are thinking there's no way that they would drive that. I would. I put down a deposit on one. I think, you know, a couple of my predictions were accurate. There was a telescoping tailgate. You know, the bed doesn't do anything fancy, although the bed is in of itself, you know, a definite, you know, it's lockable. He said today it's going to be solar power option on it. So the bed is, is a break from traditional, obviously not just by its look and the fact that it's got the 240 volt power to run power tools, and hopefully someday in an emergency you can use it to power your house. Let's, fingers crossed on that. He adds that option. I think folks commented on the styling and the fact that it's just stamped. Autoline Detroit pointed out that it's just bent plate steel stainless. There's no stamping required, and that would make it easier to manufacture. There's no paint, so that saves you a whole step. But all of those things are really good. This thing is bigger than you might think, because if you look carefully, he showed it pulling the Ford F-150 backwards, and if you look closely, it's bigger than the F-150, both longer and a little wider, it looked like to me. Of course, that was a very quick video. So I think that this is not a small truck. And as I said, I think the guys who drive traditional ICE-powered trucks, may laugh or chuckle, or this truck doesn't fit their image of themselves. They see themselves as macho, off-road, really burly kind of guys. Let's go out and run over some Priuses or coal roll some people in electric cars. So I see those guys, when they all get interviewed, they're all gonna diss the truck. But there's another group of people that's come about. You can say it's the people who go to the Star Trek conventions. It's those nerdy guys like Bill Gates, the guys that all those really brawny guys work for. Those guys, they buy trucks, because they have to deliver their 3D printers and their robots, to new businesses and things like that. So I think there's a niche. There's the vast majority of truck buyers. They want burly. They got their reasons. They don't really ever carry anything in their fine leather upholstered trucks. Once or twice a year that they might take the wife to the home center and she'll put a bag of fertilizer in it or something. But other than that, it probably never carries anything. Well, there's a smaller group of techno people who this truck's going to appeal to. And even if a small percentage of those techno people buy trucks and they buy this one, Tesla won't be able to build enough of them. So I guess that's the big thing. I think the style, there's enough of a truck market, enough of those type of people that aren't going to dislike the truck, that it's not going to have any trouble. They're going to sell every one they can build, and they're not going to be able to build enough of them. I think the thing that was missed, I haven't heard a lot of people comment on it. The base 39.9 truck goes 250 miles. I think that truck has to have at least 100 kilowatt. I mean, our Model X goes 295 on 100 kilowatts. Well, that truck is bigger than our Model X by a considerable amount. I don't know if it's aerodynamic or not. I don't know what the CD of the truck is. It may be cut through the air better than I expect. But if it has truck tires on it, the aerodynamics of tires, they've talked a lot about the 20-inch wheels on the Model 3. It costs you 30 miles of range on a Model 3. And, the truck tires, compared to the tires on the Model X, there's a big size difference. So I got to believe that battery's at least 100 kilowatts. So if the battery for the base truck is 100 kilowatt hours, how do you put that in a $40,000 truck? I mean, that even at $100 a kilowatt hour, that's still $10,000 just for the batteries, and you still have to assemble them and put battery management on it and all that stuff. I don't think the 2170s are that cheap. I don't think the breakthrough. I think Tesla has some type of battery breakthrough, and it may be a breakthrough in multiple areas. But obviously, the number one area they had to have had a breakthrough in, and are going to be shipping it in this time frame, either in the Roadster, the new 3-motor S and X, and now obviously the truck's going to incorporate it. They've got something to do with the cost of making the batteries, because maybe the battery's energy density doesn't change, they weigh the same, all that's equal, but somehow they're going to make them for half the price. And that could get, you know, if $5,000 for a 100 kilowatt battery worth of cells, that's game changer. So I think Tesla's made some kind of a breakthrough. I realize that bending instead of stamping the sheet metal is less expensive, and you don't have to paint it. In the, you know, the interior, you know, they've pretty much perfected the vegan leather or whatever. I assume that's what it's going to use, or maybe it's going to be some textile. I just see the reason that they can sell that truck for that price is the battery. The battery, something in the battery. They've made a breakthrough, and they just don't want to announce it, because announcing it without being able to drive a vehicle or prove it, it gets you into trouble with the Tesla stock. Has so many people trying to poke holes in it and manipulate the stock, that any kind of a announcement like that could get them into trouble. So I think that they're going to wait and talk about the battery technology maybe at the investor meeting. I don't see it happening any earlier than that, but it may not even be there. They might hint at it a little bit more, might give you a small glimpse at it, but the true impact of the battery technology, and I'm basically thinking a 2x improvement, or nothing else, a cut in the price, a significant price difference in what's out there today. I think that's got to be it. So I put my $100 down. I chose the all-wheel one because you know, 300-mile range. I don't see how you can add a second motor and add another 50 miles of range without increasing the battery size. So maybe the like they had the standard range, the mid-range, and the long range on the Model 3. I think they've got the same thing. They're going to have a 100 kilowatt pack for the base truck. They're going to have maybe 125 kilowatt for the middle one, and probably a 200 kilowatt for that the high-end one, the tri-motor one. We'll have to wait and see. You know, 2021 is a way away yet, and a couple of the other people say they're going to beat Tesla to the punch. But I think there's plenty of room in the truck market for electric pickup trucks, and I would say that maybe Ford is sitting back and smiling big that they've had this Mach-E success, and now Tesla's shown a pickup truck that they know there's no way that a Ford F-150 buyer would ever buy that truck. So Ford's probably, you know, saying, well, we don't have to worry, we can sit here on our keister and, you know, drag our feet. But I think that that's the wrong strategy. If Ford thinks that Tesla slipped up on this truck thing, strike while the iron's hot. That'd be my recommended for Ford, GM, or Ram. You know, if you think Tesla messed up, you don't want to give them time, because Elon said, you know, if this truck doesn't do it, I'm going to come out with a more normal looking truck. And you sure don't want to give him the opportunity to do that unless you've already got yours out there. So I'd say, y'all boys, lace up your boots and get with it.